and go. Get ready for the sizzle. Get ready for the best. Get ready for Off the Top Rope. Let's get it. Man, talk about a talent that can do it all with the microphone in her hand and the headsets on. She's magic. She's wrestling's doctor. Val joins your boy on Off the Top Rope Wrestling about what she's doing next in the world of wrestling, commentating, as well as announcing. This lady is the real deal. She talks it up with your boy Ty Asbury on the most sizzling episode of Off the Top Rope.
Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yo. Yeah. I need y'all to listen to me right now as I taking you on this journey. Podcast journey.
What is up, everybody? You know, when you hear that song, it is definitely going to get sizzling. I'm your boy Ty Asbury. Off the Top Rope, we are going to pretty much give you one of the best episodes. And the reason why, you know, I keep hearing talk around the wrestling world is that, Ty, you got to talk to this one special lady. She is doing it all in commentating and announcing. I was like, damn, I got to bring her on the show. The one, the only. She is Dr. The Wife, I believe. I'll bring to you.
Oh, thank you. That was an awesome intro. Thank you so much.
Val, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, we've been trying so long to get the show going. I mean, you know, people got busy schedules, technology, you know, it's just always something about. I'm finally glad we can do this. We can have a party on the show. I gotta say, first and foremost, girl, you just, I mean, promotion after promotion, commentating, announcing, interviewing. Like, when do you sleep and like time to yourself and family? How do you do it?
It's a balancing act. You just have to find a way. One of the bigger things is getting up early in the morning, which still is a struggle for me, but I still push through and make it happen. But it's just about knowing that you have things to do. You have responsibilities, both personal and professional, and you got to get it done. Maximum effort. You got to put it in there.
Yeah, I heard that. And, you know, I think I can definitely tell by watching your work is that I think it's the business that keeps you going. Cause I can tell you love this business. I mean, like, I just see like from past interviews, and we'll talk about it more in the show, like of like your excitement, like all the preparation you do in your work. And it's just something that like it like when you wake up every day, how often do you say, man, I can't believe I'm in the world of professional wrestling?
This is definitely a pivot from what I've normally done. So it's one of those things where you sit there and you say to yourself, man, this is really fun. You genuinely enjoy what you're doing. You enjoy the lives that you touch, because it's not just the fans, it's everybody that's around you. So I'm very blessed and very happy and very grateful to have the opportunity to be in the same ring with these other folks who work really hard to show their athleticism, show their talents.
You know, and the one thing about, I'm just going to start off the bat too. When you look at wrestling today, I mean, wrestling, it's changed over the years. What would be one word that you would put on to describe wrestling today? I mean, everybody has their different inputs, but since you're in the business, what would you say about how wrestling is today in 2024?
Definitely one of the bigger things for that I've been told a lot, trust the process. It's just, there's a lot going on, a lot of moving wheels that you have to work with. I mean, definitely there's differences from the 80s, from when I started watching to now, not just here nationally, but internationally. So if you're watching overseas in Japan, especially, that there's a deep-seated respect for not just the business itself, but everyone involved within it. So trust the process, trust yourself, but trust the people you're also working with, because you're putting yourself on the line with them, whether you are physically putting yourself on the line or just your reputation, mentally, things like that. Trust the process, trust your colleagues, and just keep working hard. And that's what I see a lot of what's happening now in wrestling today. Is people are working harder. They're trying to make sure that not only are they living their passion, but they're also expressing that in whatever it is that they do.
It seems like too, you brought up a good point about trust the process and trusting what you're doing. It seems like even for you, for announcers and commentators, like is it much of everybody's done this? Like I want to do something different. You know, how, like things have been repeated back then. Like how hard is it in wrestling to do something that somebody has already done? Like, can that be hard?
Yeah, I mean, you do fall into that. I mean, you need somewhere to start from. So you're going to go back and look at what has already been done because there have been many who have paved the way. That's your basis, your establishing point from which you're going to build. So yeah, well, things have been done before, and you're going to do those things when you start. That's going to give you an idea on what has happened, what's going on, and what you can do to continue the elevation as wrestling itself grows. It's a living being if you think about it.
You know, you said we were talking about before we came on the show today. You said, Ty, dude, I had a busy weekend, which actually I thought to myself, for you being wrestling media personality, what would you tell upcoming talent that if you have a chance to have weekends of bookings, would you tell them to go for it? Because I mean, you may not be booked on the show, but what's that way they always say in wrestling? Like if you show up, you never know what can happen.
That's true. That's been said many times before. I mean, number one thing to start off with wrestling is be a fan. Be a fan of what you love. Otherwise, you're just reading a script, and you don't want to do that. You're reading what you're writing. You want to start off as a person who genuinely loves wrestling. You go to shows even though you're not booked to support that promotion, to support those wrestlers, to just get yourself lost in those moments where the good guy is having a great moment or the bad guy is really getting their strategies. It's working. You want to be invested. And the first thing you got to do is to go and enjoy it before you actually think about, well, how can I contribute to this product? Because it makes everyone feel good knowing that you know something about them. Even the wrestlers themselves get to know who they are by watching them, by enjoying what they're doing.
One thing I hope that everybody will be doing, they'll be watching this episode when this episode airs, of course, with the One and Only Val, because this episode will be airing on all the platforms for Elevation Sports. So, like I said, I will be letting everybody know when this episode will drop because it's definitely going to be a sizzle when it's all said and done here on Off the Top Rope. Now, Val, I know you got hundreds of fans now, billions, gazillions. You're going to have more. And
Thank you.
For your pretty much fans, what would you say that for people who don't know you, like what do you want them to get from you and from the matches you commentate? Like what would they say, man, I love her voice. Like what are they going to get from a match that you call?
They're going to get some sabrosura. They're going to get something a little bit different than what they've heard before. It's not just me. It's the product of a bunch of people that work together. I mean, I'm one of those people in that big machine we call wrestling. So I have to give credit to a lot of the people that I work with. My commentary partners over at Hybrid, Michael Wilkes, he does a great job with me. We banter with each other. And RJ, I worked with him at All Fury Pro. We had a great chemistry going. That's anybody you work with, you add a little spice, a little sabor to their delicious culmination of whatever they're bringing into the table. So if they're listening to me, they're going to hear me cracking jokes. They're going to hear me getting involved. They're going to hear me genuinely react to what is happening in front of us.
That's right. And, like I said, got to add a little spice to it. So that's what we're going to be doing, adding a little spice to it. And
Always.
Fans will say, add a little spice to it. And I made this clip for you. I call this, Facebook Feel Good, because everybody should feel good about Facebook. Now, this is probably going way back. Like when you look at yourself, like in the ring, like announce somebody come to the ring, like how does it feel just to see that? I mean, just the ring, the fans, make people feel good. Like, how does it feel just to see a picture of you? Because it has to do something to you.
It's exciting. It's really exciting when I get to find pictures like this. This was in Buda at Sabotage Wrestling. I just love the feeling you get when you're right in there. The announcement that you make excites the wrestler because you're really taking your time to not only honor who they are as the wrestler in the ring about to throw down, but you're also honoring the fans who love that wrestler. So you want to put your all into it to make sure that you are contributing to that excitement that they feel, the excitement you feel, and the excitement you're helping the wrestler feel as they really get pumped up for their match.
Now, there's so many places. It seems like wrestling today, there's so many countries and towns you can go to. Now, I know you probably got a huge bucket list of places you've been to. What is one place on your list that you would love to go to show your skills and show what you can do?
Oh man, Puerto Rico. I would love to go there and commentate there.
Japan. I say Japan.
Japan. I've been there twice. Absolutely love it. I mean, that would be a huge honor to be able to either do English commentary or ring announce in Japan, especially for companies like Marigold, for example. I mean, those companies really respect, honor, and pay tribute to the folks that really work hard, not only just to put the show together, but who are involved within that show to excite the fans.
Yeah, it's just so much you can do, and I've said it. I call this off the top rope, the buffet, because wrestling's like a buffet. There's so much you can choose off that table and take it and eat it and just have fun. I'm a foodie, so I'm always talking about this stuff. So when you go back and you're probably like maybe the first match you commentated, like what did you do? What did you take from that match and study and say, okay, I got to do this better for the next time? Because I'm sure in wrestling, you never stop learning. Like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Is that? I'm sure. Yeah.
Basically, just rewatch it. I rewatch it and listen to it, and just kind of follow the cadence that I have, and listen to my trainers as well, because I still go back to the Hybrid School of Wrestling and train, so that never stops. I work with my partner a lot, and he gives me a lot of great advice on what to do, great tips, great tricks, great things that he wants me to improve on as well. I listen to fans. My husband, he always gives me his take on it as well, because we do our own podcasts for Face for Wrestling, and we do the same thing. So it's just making sure I take all those pieces of information and really work with it. But on top of that, also go back and watch other matches, other wrestling promotions, study older shows as well, WWE, WCW, NWA. Just go back in time and keep watching, just keep practicing. That's the biggest thing, because you don't get better unless you actually continually work on it. You practice the way you play, essentially.
Actually, speaking, you said you watch old clips of WWF, WCW, and that comes to our segment later on, which you're going to love. So keep that in mind too, about what you said about studying old commentators. So definitely, that's for definitely later on. Now, you've been everywhere. We talk about Japan, everywhere. So I ask everybody this on the show, so I'm going to ask you, and let's roll the clip. Definitely.
Damn, Ty.
That's the wrong clip. This one is all right. So I call this "Let's Eat." So
okay,
we'll be your favorite place to grab some grub after a match when you're on the road, because there has to be a place.
Well, the thing is that after a show, typically I'm the last to leave because I'm packing up. I'm helping others pack up. I'm checking on people. So not everything is open. So it's become a tradition to find an open IHOP and go there.
Really, IHOP?
Yes. Yeah. It sounds weird, but that's typically what's usually open.
Well, I'll say this. IHOP, I don't, hopefully when people watch this episode, they work at IHOP, they don't hear this, but I had a bad experience there years ago. So, but if that floats your boat, that's fine. Because like you said, no places are open. I mean, I've heard so many wrestlers say, I mean, like, what can you buy? Midnight? Because you guys get done so late. You got to travel next town. So I'll give you that. So
And it really will depend on what I'm working on at that time too, because I'm also weight training. So I have to also watch what I'm eating. So if I have to go to IHOP and grab something packed with protein, that's normally what I'm doing is looking for something on the menu that will address the needs I have for the training that I'm doing currently. But I mean, if it's a great time, everything's open. The first thing I start doing is looking for a Caribbean restaurant, Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican. I start there. If nothing is available, then I go to the next. What am I in the mood for? What do I need to eat? Something with protein, shrimp, maybe. If not that, something packed with chicken. And I look for restaurants in that manner.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. We can't talk about food. We got to go on. Move it. Now, I can't say it enough, starting at the top of the show, that you're doing a lot of great things in wrestling. I'm proud of you. You're opening the door also for other, I would say, like other Spanish ladies, maybe that want to break into the business.
Yeah.
Do you realize that you're opening the door for that? Because like the ladies that watch you now, they're going to be doing this tomorrow. Do you ever say like, man, I'm going to be opening the doors, like, for the up and coming, stars, watching me now?
I actually never thought of it that way, but that is now something to keep in mind, that yes, for those that want to do bilingual commentary, do bilingual ring announcing, do bilingual interviews, that's something that I'm going to have to make sure that I'm living up to that expectation, is to work hard to give that basis from which to start for someone else. But as it's not something that I'm going to work harder to do as much as I'm already working hard to do that, if that makes sense.
That. Nah, I like that. That's the best way to put it, because it's like, I feel today like time's just going too fast. It's like, man, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're already going on August, which is insane, but I know there's tons of broadcasters out there that are watching you and come to the shows to see you and say, man, I want to do what Val's doing. And years from now, they're going to be studying what you do. So that's something to be damn proud of. And actually, like I say, sooner or later, once the show wraps up, you're going to be seeing me watch you, because I've been watching stuff that you do. And it's just about, like you said, wrestling's like that, brotherhood, networking. And would you see that when you see how on social media, everybody has their email up, that wrestling is good for business today? Because is it better networking today because people can get emails? Is it better how it was now than then? Because really, email wasn't a big thing back then.
Right. It's definitely making it easier to touch base with people, because email's available. You can DM a person, Facebook, TikTok, however you want to do. But I'm still old school. Nothing beats a good face-to-face, a good phone call. So while you can send that email, you have to keep in mind that you have promotions, and many have admitted, if you ever been to Gabe Sapolsky's spaces on X, promoters have admitted that they're often inundated with messages, so they don't always get to all of them, not because they don't want to, but because a lot of the times they're very busy getting things ready for the next show, working with talent, things like that. So nothing really beats a good face-to-face. And that will probably mean for the person to show up at a show and watch the show and say, hello, thank you very much. This has been a fantastic show. I enjoyed this, that, or the other. Then go ahead and send your email, your DMs and whatnot, and see what develops. But face-to-face is usually the best way to go. A good handshake, a good firm handshake, a business card,
Well, speaking of emails, why don't you just go on and plug? Well, actually, promoters who want to book you for their show, why don't you just plug your email right now if you can? Because if you want to plug that right now, I mean, that's all what the show is about. So if you got your email too, if you want to throw it out right now, by all means, you definitely do that too. If you want to book, Val for your show, because you want to get the most exciting commentating that you ever heard too when she comes to your show. So definitely book her for your show as well. Now, I'll say this, besides wrestling, commentating, interviewing, you also do a lot of great things for this as well. How would you describe, this brand in your own words? Because you're doing big things for Face for Wrestling.
we're different. We're very different. We sometimes when we share with folks what we do, they kind of give us that weird eyebrow side eye thing. But it's we're doing something that we love. We love Japanese wrestling. I'm a big fan of Hazuki, Saya Ida, big fan of hers, and so we take time to really study what's going on in Japan, the Japanese wrestling at large, and we talk about it. And we genuinely enjoy watching the matches that are put on by the promotions. We started with Stardom, and we're now branching out and watching Marigold. We're again starting out as fans, and we go in and discuss the things that we love and become even bigger fans, especially when we wind up there in person. We got the honor of being able to watch several Stardom shows in person, a couple of Marigold shows in person, and we were completely blown away because we not only got to meet the stars that we've been watching for 4 years, essentially, we're now seeing them in person and meeting them, saying hello, you know.
Yeah, and that's also as well, you're just gaining so much experience because like you're meeting so many of these wrestlers, promoters, and that's why, like you said at the top of the show, you're so busy. But that's a good thing because you're just living the life and living what you love, and that is pro
We're
wrestling.
just having fun. Just having
fun.
Yeah.
Putting the sizzle on, just having
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
So now, this is your first time on off the top rope. I got to stump you with this. This
Okay.
is where the fun begins. So you ready for
All
the
right.
next segment? All right, here we go. We're going to roll the clip. Let's get to it.
Damn, Ty. I think you got me.
All right, here we go. The question is, all right, pick a commentary partner, past or present, to call a match. Who would be in the match and create the name of the event?
Oh, commentary partner that I've had or that have been out there in the world?
Out there in the world, current, it doesn't matter. Like, this is all you.
Oh, gee. So commentary partner, past or present. Oh, you gonna make me get stuck here. I don't know if it's commentary partner. I mean, I know they've had experienced commentary, and I've heard them before. I would love, and whether you've heard of her or not, I'm not gonna sit there and have a debate. I would love to commentate with Holodead.
That would be interesting because she has that, her pretty much her persona is awesome. So I can see why, because she is different, and I can see that's one I wasn't expecting, but I'll take that. I'll definitely take that.
I'm not sure if anybody knows this. You'd have to really dig through my social media for this. But one of the first face paints I've ever done when I've gone into a wrestling show, I believe, was Holodead's. I think.
Yeah, she because her face paint is like top notch. She
committed 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, she's now, but I mean, I don't know this. Like I said, sorry if I haven't done my research. Has she done a lot of match calling for matches?
For matches, yeah, she did. She started, well, when I heard her, now mind you, she did several matches for Mission Pro when they were in Buda.
Okay, yeah. That'll be interesting.
But she's a riot. She sounds like so much fun to commentary with.
Now, who would be in the match? I mean, it could be anybody from AEW. It can be like, there's so many talented people out there. It's like I said, it's like a buffet to pick from.
The first one I'm gonna throw out is the person who drew me in to indie wrestling in the first place. La Rosa Negra would be one of them.
Okay.
La Rosa Negra de Puerto Rico. She would be one of them. The moment that she burst through the curtain, it's a different vibe. It's a whole different feel. Even in the match, it's completely different. I mean, she'll draw you in very, very quickly. Just the things she says, does, the emotional investment you have in that match is unreal. So she'd be one. And then Saya Ida out in Japan.
Well, Japan,
I would love to see her.
Well, Japan is just like hot right now. Like I see the stuff from Japan, and I see why Tony Khan gets people from Japan. I mean, there's Japan promotions you can watch. That's the one that I keep saying for wrestling is thank God for streaming, because pro wrestling promotions can be streamed so much now. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just, I mean, if you don't want to watch the big leagues, you can watch the indies on streaming. So thank God for streaming, which are good for some things. We all know how internet can be and social media, but
Yeah,
that's a different discussion
that's
for
a
another
different
day.
animal.
So, but yeah. Now, what would you name it? Something totally out of the blue.
Mm. Now you got me on the spot. Now you got me. Now you got me. What would we name it? I guess it would depend on where it is. So, ooh, I'm not sure what time of the year. So let's say summertime. I'm going to say summertime in the Caribbean. So
Well, I'll go with that.
we call it, oh, I know. We call it Calentura Caribeña.
I'll go with that because the
Mhm.
fact that, like I said, you attempted to answer it, I'll give you A+. So yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. Definitely. It's definitely a segment where that's why I call it, man. Damn, Ty,
Yeah,
you
and
got me. Yeah.
you
So,
did. You did.
so as we pretty much come to an end, this crazy half hour of your off the top rope. You got some stuff coming up as well. I made sure I definitely wanted to put your information up on this next clip so the wrestling world knows all about you. So September, a big event coming up. So Val, tell everybody what you got coming up next, and as well as your socials and your email and anything else you want to share to the fans.
Well, Next Level Wrestling is back on September 21st for Phoenix Rising. This is going to be their first ever, NLW's first ever women's wrestling event.
Yeah.
So I had the honor and the pleasure of being able to be part of that. Also coming up here, September, Uncanny Attractions is coming up on August 17th with Black Fairy Magic. We have United 210, which you can see me ring announcing there. They're going to be back August 16th with Summer Nights. Hybrid School of Wrestling has their 5th year hybrid experience anniversary on August 24th. SOAR Wrestling is going to have Backpack Brawl coming up here soon as well on August 10th. And I'm just going to say it, Inspire. Inspire is coming back. They're punching through every month. Man, that one, oh, so fun. The Austin crowd, so fun.
Man, I'm just inspired to. I can't fly everywhere at once, but I'm inspired to check all those events out.
Definitely. I mean, title match, IWTV. They have their own YouTube. I know Hybrid School of Wrestling. United has its own YouTube channel as well, united210.com. You can watch the first match live, and then the rest of them go off as the show goes on, or when the show's over.
And also, too, you have your clip, too. Like I said, if you want to check her out, like I said, people can email you. Your email's up there, your socials and everything, too. Promoters. Like I said, you want to book this lady on your show, hey, you do that. Hey, you are as smart as can be. If you doc, of course, the doctor on your promotion. So as well. And are any other socials you have, just the ones you got, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, correct?
I have Twitter, Instagram, or X. Facebook. I don't have TikTok for those TikTokites. I'm sorry. But you can also catch me on YouTube as well. I'm on there, Dr. The Wife, or my email, drthewife@gmail.com. Or just catch me in person. I'm in San Antonio a lot, Austin a lot. I'm in Houston, where New Texas Pro is. I often go there to watch their shows. Stop over, say hi. I love to talk, chat, and have a laugh.
Man, when we end the show, let's give this lady a round of applause. Dr. The Wife, like I said, she is the best in wrestling today. Like I said,
I'm trying. I want to make sure that everybody has a wonderful experience wherever they're at. And if they're at a show that I'm at, I want them to have a good time and have such a good time that they want to come back.
Well, Val, I got to say, we had a good time here on Off the Top Rope, making your first appearance on the ropes. And I hope you had many, many more coming back here on Off the Top Rope. And I want to ask you this last question from 1 to 10. Would you ever come back on Off the Top Rope again?
Oh, we don't need 10. We go beyond 10. I would definitely love to come back. Hundreds across the board. It's an honor and a privilege to be here.
Well, thank you very much. And I want to say first and foremost, keep up the hard work. keep grinding, stay busy in a good way. 'Cause I know you're gonna keep doing that. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, I know from 2024 and on, you're gonna be doing bigger and better things. And
It's only up from here. We keep going. We keep moving forward.
and just keep putting spice on it. Most
That's right.
important. So,
Sabrosura. that caribeña calentura.
I'm Ty Asbury, everybody. Thank you for watching this episode of Off the Top Rope presented by ElevationSports.com. And check out this episode when it airs, and definitely follow all my socials about when it will air. My guest tonight, she is Dr. The Wife. I'm your boy Ty Asbury. We're out here. Love God and love yourself. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yo.